Congratulations, Allegri. Congratulations, Max. You've inspired a new segment. You've just done so beautiful that I decided I needed to not just come on Mondays and talk with the rest of the fellas on our normal show. No. You get your own inspired segment. You're inspired, the first ever Frank Rant. I'm Frank. Here's my Allegri out rant. This is ridiculous. Here we go. I've been burning, guys. Burning. For those of you guys that have seen the Juventus disaster to Benfica 2-1 yesterday, I've been burning to get the 5 minutes I need to actually talk about this, right? But I haven't been able to do it. Till now, I'm in my car. Guess what, Allegri? Now we can talk about it, right? So, first off, I'm not typically one that wants to get somebody fired. Let me put it on the table right now. Allegri out. I know it was like one of the top 4 trending things on Twitter right now, so this is not exactly a hot take, right? But I want to hear below in the comments right now, Allegri out, yes or no? But God, if you put a no, if you're going to, assuming you're not his sister, his wife, or his nephew, you need to put a no, and you need to tell me what inspires you about this coach, that this team is going to get better. Because I don't have enough time to list all the things and the reasons why he sucks, okay? But Max, you've done it. You've lived up to the name. You've maximized the level of shit, the level of crap that you've now put on a glory team, a storied team. You've now turned them into a pile of impotent dung shit. Great job. Awesome. You've done an amazing job. Let me see. Let's just talk about all the reasons why you no longer should have the right to say you are the coach of Juventus. I know you make $9 million a year. And let's face it, if you didn't have that stupid contract, you would have been fired already. My hope is that I'm right and you lose to Monza on Sunday, and finally they're like, we've had enough, we're going to pay you to ride the pine, right? I don't care if they bring in an assistant coach who's already on the team and then they figure it out from there. But you cannot coach this team anymore. Let's just count it, guys. For those of you guys that watched the game for Benfica, right? And again, this is 8 games into the season. They've won 2. They've lost 2, both in the Champions League, and they've tied 4. Let's not forget that the only 2 you've won has been due to, free kicks, right? Goals off of set pieces. Let's not forget about that you've won 2 measly games after 8, and you've tied 4, and you lost 2 in the Champions League. So a team that already can't compete with other leagues like England when it comes to finances is very, very close to being knocked out of the first stage of the Champions League, which is going to cost them, what, $50-60 million in revenue, right? They've rebuilt this team. They brought you in 8 players. If you go back to Vlahovic and Zakaria last year, they've rebuilt you. They brought in all these players you want. Pogba, Di Maria, who's old and hurt. Guess what? You wanted them. Now you're paying the price. You're complaining that you have injured players. Suck it up, coach. You have a knack to make every single player come to Juventus and find the worst form they've ever had. You have players that have been impact players everywhere they've gone, looking like they never kicked the ball before. Then let's talk about the team. Your team is set up in the field like they've been, like they show up on a Saturday pickup field and they go, I'll take that one, I'll take the short guy, I'll take that guy, I'll take Sue over there. They put 11 players again, they never played before. That's what it's like watching your team play. Any team comes to Jay Stadium, doesn't matter if you're Empoli, some B-side JV varsity team in a high school, or PSG, and kick your ass for 80 out of 90 minutes. Physical condition of your team is complete nonsense. It's like they all retired. Are you giving tranquilizers out at halftime or before the game? Whatever happened to running? They come out yesterday, they play for 10 minutes, and they're like, oh, we scored a goal. I guess that's enough. We must have scared them enough. We're Juventus. The other team won't try for the remaining 80. Benfica kicked your ass. That team they're not good. Let's just face it. They are not good. It doesn't matter the team. It is the lack of tactics that you have, how poorly positioned your team is on the field, the lack of movement off the ball. You can't break out of the zone. Where's the growth? Okay? Where's the growth? You're telling me this team is getting better? They're progressively getting worse. Your team has quiet quit on you. Quiet quit is a stupid thing. I'm pretty sure the players on your team have quiet quit on you. Okay? If they come out next week when you have a red card and they score 6 goals, guess what? It's not because the assistant coach is amazing. I just think they don't like you. You have players like Vlahovic who care, who literally got to get their asses kicked the entire game because they're left by themselves with 2 or 3 defenders to basically fight, punch, and, beat the crap out of each other to try to get, a half a chance on goal, because God forbid your team could provide any type of creativity and scoring chances. You got rid of the one guy who had skills because, well, I don't know, I guess he had too much skill for your team, but doesn't fit in, right? Not to mention your subs. Your subs are literally insane. They are a mixture. It's like you come about from the magic wand, and you're like, magic wand of impotence and stupidity. You wave it. There's no rhyme or reason to it. Yesterday you took out Milik. He was one of your top 2 players. He was the first one to come out. You had Cuadrado, who at this point is a 20-30 minute player that you could probably get something out of if you put him in the right situation so he could play with his full speed and force, right? No, you keep him in. He doesn't come out. McKennie yesterday was one of the worst players on the field, and you left him in. Just like when you had, in the past, Dybala would be one of the best players in the field, and you would take him off. You have no sense of the game. You have no ability to even work psychologically on your players, okay? You know your team doesn't create chances. You know you have Vlahovic, who wants to score 30 goals every game. We had a penalty last week, right, that Bonucci stepped up and took. You would think you'd at least be smart and go, you know what? He's not playing at Fiorentina anymore. He's pretty pissed off. We barely get him to have a chance every game. Let me give him 10 goals a game on penalties. No, you let Bonucci step up and take it. Bonucci needs to retire. The guys, this game versus Benfica, you can tell your team is confused. They are confused. There was a time where McKennie had the ball, the Benfica player had the ball. McKennie was 3 or 4 yards in front of him, surrounded by 2 Juventus players with no Benfica players behind him. He takes a half a step forward, stops, looks around to the 2 Juventus players, which gives the Benfica player, an extra 2 to 3 seconds where he can pick up his head and make a nice pass. Meanwhile, what are you hesitating to? Press the ball. Press the ball. You guys act like you've never played together. Allegri, you won based on a great team that you had before in a Serie A that was in decline. That was built before you got there. And guess what? You've showed me nothing. Go take your money. Go retire. Go coach water polo. I don't really care. Take your money, but you need to retire. Allegri needs to be out. End of this Frank rant, okay? Join us Monday nights where maybe I'm a little bit more civil. I don't know, but I'm done with you. You need to be done. You're ruining a great team. Adios.